We're live. Start the truck here. See if anybody comes in. We're trying to do that whole Murphy's Law thing. You start a live feed, maybe you get unloaded, right? We'll do some shout outs here. What am I talking about? I don't know. Let's see what I'm talking about. I've been criticized for being a little too selective on my loads. And gee, Steve, why are you running the truck? I thought I'd smelt batteries, but it might be the truck in front of me, so I want to make sure it's started. And sometimes I feel like I branch out and it bites me in the butt, especially in the short hauls. These short hauls are burning me bad. 30 mile, $13 an hour, or a mile. Wish it was an hour, I'd be making money. Didn't buy any fuel, so if you combine the load I did Monday, delivered Tuesday, the load I picked up Tuesday, delivering right now, 2 days, actually pretty good. 3 days actually, it's Wednesday, right? About what I would have gotten with my normal load out of Springfield. The problem well, let's see. The problem is that this load, well, it depends on how you look at it, right? Luckily, this is a load under a broker that I use all the time, so I don't believe detention's going to be an issue. But it looks like I'm going to get some detention off this load, right? But here's the thing. Whatever I get paid detention is not going to pay for what I might lose. Next load I got is awesome. Picks up tomorrow. Or no, picks up tonight, right? Tonight. So I've been texting the broker and say, hey, I don't think I'm gonna make it by 7. Well, you can go as late as 2300. What's your ETA? And I'm like, I have no idea. The guy in front of me has been here since 8 o'clock in the morning. His appointment was at 9. What is it, 4? That's a problem. Google reviews. It's a problem. And so I called the broker yesterday. I'm like, hey, I was looking at Google reviews. What's I'm gonna straight this place 3 to 4 hours, but that's an average, right? So for every 3 hour, they probably had a 6 hour, making it an average of 4. Now the last time this happened, it was a shorty, and I think I got 6 hours of detention on that. Made an extra $175, right? Well, you know, the detention rate on this isn't as high, but you know, 4 hours times whatever I make, what's that going to be? Extra $160. What can you do, right? And speaking of Daniel Adami, if he's in here, there's a Schneider I see here. Been here, I think even longer than the guy in front of me. And Schneider's got like trailers here. So I don't know. Oh, let's do some shout outs. And then we'll get into the topic, right? Daniel Adami, Juan Avalos, Little Viking Coach, right lane. Trucking along with Kiersey. Hello, hope I didn't butcher your name. Big Houston. Scott, SRO, Duder. Jonathan Wheeler. Prepare for what? I will get into that, Provost. Pale Rider TV. The Hool, Jason Perry. Alan Paquette. No shout outs. Daniel, you got to be patient. Patient young man. Old fat white guy. $30 an hour detention, maximum 3 hours detention, 95-day layover. This is right lane. No, I get a little bit more than that. Used to be on the blacklist. Yes, this will definitely be on the blacklist. And I'm not going to sit here and shout out this company or where I'm at, because that's bad business, right? I'm not going to tell you to blacklist this place, because someone with the drop trailer, if you could drop a trailer and go do other power only stuff, you can make money, right? Make money off the detention and the other load. So, Little Trucker's Table, what's up? Mike Miller, what's up? Top Flight, Flatbed, Les D. All right, we're caught up on the stuff. So, what do you have to prepare for? This goes to any spot market, dispatch, Schneider, Landstar, self-dispatch, anybody who's an owner-operator. Here's what you need to prepare for. Trucker's Table had a good hint there on where I'm at. If I lose this load, the next load, this $500 load is going to cost me a $2,000 load. I can go from having a $5,000 week to a $2,000 week. Look great. Now that $5,000 is based on me getting at least $1,500 on Friday for anything leaving where I was going to go, and and that's a 7-day period. You have to prepare for times like these. I've been trying to, the purpose of booking this load was to keep me from losing a day because of the snow, because the load that I pull out of Springfield that goes to Westchester is done in one day. I can make that delivery without tripping my clock on Tuesday, and then on Tuesday I can leave out with something and still make my rate per day. However, I have to drive in one shot, right? Well, that didn't happen Monday because of the weather. So that's one thing I couldn't control, the weather, right? So because I kind of saw what the weather was going to do, I did not book ahead, because now, why didn't you not book ahead? Because brokers are understanding, well, if you keep having to cancel loads, regardless of the reason, it doesn't look good, right? So, and I didn't want to commit. Now Schneider, it's easy. You call them up, say, hey, I can't do the rest of my week, and then you book another week. No big deal. Spot market's a little bit different. Landstar's a little bit different. So, in an effort to not lose a day of revenue, I pulled this shorty, 30 miles loaded, 40-mile deadhead. It got me my daily rate, which is how I booked it. And it filled in a gap for me to pick up something good today. but I could potentially lose it all because the way this shipper operates or the receiver operates. And what I should have done, and here's that word should, here's what I could have done. Let's do that way. What I could have done is when I booked this load here, I should have said, hey, who's the customer on the delivery side? What's the average unload time? And once he would have told me 3 or 4 hours, I would have been out. Or give me the customer name so I can Google it, Google review, and the Google reviews would have been enough for me to say no thanks, but no thanks. But I'm trying not to be picky. I'm trying to pick loads that I normally wouldn't take. I'm trying to do stuff that without analyzing every situation, because you can overthink things out here. You really can. And it's affecting my bottom line. So I have to stretch out. I have to stretch my legs. I have to go beyond my comfort zone if I'm going to survive. That is the reality. And it bit me in the butt because, you know, I go with what I know. I get criticized for doing that. And so I'm trying to branch out. I'm trying to expand my horizons, and it bites me in the butt, and it annoys the crap out of me. There's a reason why I self-dispatch, so I can be selective and not run into situations like this. And we're all going to do it. We're all going to run into these kind of situations, regardless of how you book it or whatever. But, you know, and that's where detention and layover policies and everything have to come in and kick in and do you right. Now, if this was a mom and pop broker, I'd be really leery whether I was going to get that detention or not. And some, like Coyote will have a load where it'll say in the load description, expect to wait 4 to 6 weeks for detention approval, and then there's a fine if they don't accept your detention proof. If you put in detention, it takes 6 weeks, and they say, nah, we're not going to give it to you, then the broker can fine the carrier for that. So not only are you going to miss out on the money that you've been waiting for, but then now you're potentially going to lose even more money because the receiver didn't have their act together. Those are frustrating aspects of this business. And that's what you got to prepare for. Be prepared that you're not going to get detention. Be prepared that you're going to lose 2 or 3 days. Be prepared that you're going to have a huge storm that either takes out your truck or takes out your ability to go through it. You know, you're going to lose a day's driving. So if you absolutely have to run 7 days a week and not have anything go wrong and you're barely going to pay your bills, that's a problem. And that's what you have to prepare for. And as frustrating as it is, just because you're self-dispatched, just because you can choose how and when and where you go, guess what? You still have situations like this. And I will admit, Schneider does not have a very good detention policy for their own operators. And so I'm going to make more money than that IC that's 2 trucks behind me. And I can't see the light as far as like the green or red light, so I don't know how far along they are in the trailer. And I do know that it's a mixed product, and I do know that it's going to take them at the very least, 6 hours. And so, you know, and that's partially my fault for choosing a load that delivers at 1 o'clock. Thinking, and see, here's the other problem. So I assumed, because of the city, that I was delivering at a certain place. And I'm not. I'm delivering at a different customer in the same city. So that's on me. I made an assumption, and I made a bad judgment call, and here I am complaining about it on YouTube, because that's what we do. We complain about stuff on YouTube, right? So let's go with some more comments. GNC Family Trucking, how's it going? Overtax, prime example of where government should be legislating truck drivers being held hostage, shippers and receivers. Right, overtaxed. I mean, the problem is, and this is rooted with a lot of how paper logging was. And before hours of service regulations kicked in, it was way worse. Back in the paper days, it was nothing for a shipper and receiver to keep you for 12 hours, and then they expected, you know, in upstate New York in 1.5 days, you know. And I dealt with that situation plenty of times in paper myself. Hold on a second. Hold on. Probably losing this load. Oh, man, you guys that pull a spot market, is there any chance of getting contract freight or something more regular? Is that hard to come by? Matt, here's the thing with contract freight. Here's the challenges with that. Number one, a lot of contract freight requires equipment investment, drop trailers, and things of that nature. And then you're locked in. So, like, let's say I get a contract rate freight for pulling loads out of Springfield, Missouri. I get a contract for pulling a load, 4 loads a week out of Springfield. And let's say they go to all different points, right? Let's say Monday you got a load that delivers Michigan on Tuesday, and then I have to find a load that picks up in Michigan on Tuesday and delivers Wednesday near Springfield. So I pick up the Wednesday load and take that to wherever, you know. So if I can't find a load, then I got to deadhead back And most contract rates right now are not paying round trip, number one. And number two, when the spot market is down, you can't negotiate contract rates because they know that they can get it cheaper in the spot market. So instead of, like, say, hiring Schneider to pull all your freight, then you give it to, say, somebody like Coyote, right? So now Coyote's got the capacity to move that freight. So contract freight is not the be-all end-all. You know, I see that on Facebook all the time. I see it on YouTube all the time. That contract freight is the way to go. It's the way to go. It's the way to go. Well, every company that has gone out of business this year, well, I mean, the big ones, they all had contract freight. You know, and that's called putting your eggs in one basket. And so, with us being a 9-truck company, where we all, you know, where the company doesn't own, but like, I think Jeff owns like 3 trailers, or basically leases them, and 2 of the contractors have those trailers. You know, how are you going to negotiate? Unless you get, now if you negotiate a round trip kind of thing, then that's good. But then, you know, most dedicated round trip freight does not last. You know, you might, you know, and they could break that contract just as much as you. So if you want something steady, then you work for a carrier that has contract freight, and then you work off that. But then you miss the highs and lows of the spot market. So that's the issue with the spot market freight. Being in the spot market is very volatile. So let me get the APU started, shall we? And so that doesn't solve a problem. Now, let's look at Christian Trucker. He did that. He got contract rate out of a shipper that he knew, and he gave them a lower quote than what they were moving it for in the stock market. Now, as the spot market started to go down, guess what? Now he's making more money. He took the sacrifice when the rates were really high, and he showed them customer service, and he showed them, and he works his butt off. Trust me. And look where he's at today. You know, so I would love to be in a situation like that, but you know, it's not for lack of trying. You know, and how does a one guy like me compete with all the mega carriers and smaller carriers in Springfield, Missouri? Especially when the freight's not hauled by those carriers, it's hauled by the mega brokers. And so I had a deal with one broker that constantly had freight out of Springfield, constantly, every single day, every single week, and I made a lot of money with them. Then they lost the contract, right? So why? Because they got underbid. So next thing you know, their stuff is out there being shopped to 2 or 3 and 4 different brokers, and then the rates have been cut. And now I haven't done a load for that brokerage in over a year since they lost that contract. The broker that has some of those loads now, that's what I've been doing those. And those are the loads that go to Ohio. And the Click and Go that has a lot of the loads, the other contract stuff, they've disappeared as well. So if a Click and Go or big brokerage can't keep these contracts, what makes people think that a little guy like me can keep a contract? And if I have to be locked in, on so many loads per week, and I have to deadhead back. Well, now that $3 a mile is now $1.50. You know. So, and even if I keep this load that I'm going to have after this, then that puts me delivering Friday afternoon instead of Friday morning. And now I could potentially sit all weekend. So either way, I'm going to sit unless I could find something over the weekend there in Alabama, which I doubt I'm going to. But there's a lot of paper places out there. So, but that's what you have to prepare for. And here's the thing with trucking. Once you figure something out, then it changes. You know, look how well the spot market was doing, 2 years ago. It's not doing the same. Now, can you still make money? Yeah. Can you still do well? Yeah. But you're having to work a little bit harder. You're having to hustle a little bit better. You're having to book a little bit better. You have to plan a little bit better. But then a wrench like this gets thrown in. And what do? If you got a $4,000 a month truck note and there is no room for error, what do? You got to be prepared, RGTV, what's up? James just sat down for dinner. Sirloin. There you go. Packard. Southern flatbed. If you were close, I would bring you some of this shoulder I just pulled from the smoker. Awesome. It's Landstar's fault? What's Landstar's fault? Adam Gallagher. I have yet to do a Landstar load in the spot market. Not for lack of trying. I've called on them. Adam Gallagher, what's up? Is it a gated receiver or do they allow you to park overnight? The review said they allow you to park overnight. I just don't know where because there's no room on this side. Now, the guy in the truck in front of me, he's been here since 8 o'clock. His appointment was at 9. He's walking back to his truck, so we'll see if he takes off. They told him 6 hours at least, minimum. And the guy in front of me just dumped this pee jug right on the side. You gotta love it. Have you walked in and asked how much longer? Although that could backfire, but at this point, what do you have to lose? The broker has done that for me. That's the thing. And here's the trick I use for that old fat white guy is I'll go in there and I'll say, hey, my dispatcher, no pressure. I was just kind of curious. My dispatcher's wondering if how much longer it's going to be. I'm not lying. I'm the dispatcher, right? So, and that usually kind of backs them down, but the Schneider guy dropped his trailer next to mine, or I dropped my trailer next to his, still sitting there. And I went over there and checked, and we both still had green lights. And I tapped on his trailer, and it was still full. Plates weren't dropped at all, no red lights. So, and this guy in front of me is not moving. Dean Foods, largest milk distributor, just declared bankruptcy. 8,000 trucks, says Little Viking Coach. Yep. Thank you, Riley. Nice, bud. Yeah, CPAP, Christian Trucker did do it good. Talk about milk and mail. Snorlord reading comments looks like he's staring into my soul. I'm very intent. I never say dispatcher. Are they even there working? Overtaxed? Yeah. Oh, Schneider just is getting ready to pick up his trailer. So that's good. It's one of those places that has to count every piece. You know, and if they would just do subject to count, I think one of the best examples of that is delivered half trailer of Legos to Toys R Us. And it was a nightmare. The more SKUs, the more SKUs you got, the more you're going to be sitting. And for someone who used to stock shelves at Toys R Us, there's a lot of SKUs in Legoland, right? And after 4 hours, and only 2 pallets had been taken off the trailer, I went in there and said, hey, I got to pick up my next load. Well, we could do subject to count. Would you be willing to sign it that way? I'm like, yeah, you should have done that 4 hours ago. Because if it's not on the trailer, it's not my problem. It's not like I went in there and took a box. You know, I mean, I don't understand that. Just like the lumper stuff, you know. I don't care what you charge to take it off the trailer. I shouldn't have to be the middleman. That should be between you and the shipper and or broker, not me. Yeah, you can have his parking spot. It's chilly, but not as cold as it was earlier. Andrew, it's all Photoshop, John. I was watching an old video of your Snowlord. You've lost so much weight. I have, John. Thank you. I try. You know, I've stalled out. I'm still flirting with 260, but let's see. Let's do some math here. So if I do 15 hours, if I do 10, 7 to 7, I can roll at 5. And then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. It's 10 hours. Yeah, that should be doable. Alright, I just did some quick math. Who's ready for a group fast with daily update videos? It's a good idea. I never deal with lumpers in my trucking career. I always told the company and lumper is this guy's, oh, he's washing his hands with this gallon jug. Between you guys, I'm only here to deliver my load, get my trailer unloaded, right? You're 260 for my 315. Let's make a deal. Is there anywhere for Ducky to play? Kinda. I mean, that's about what you're gonna get. There's like a strip of land like that. I don't know if you saw anything there. You'll swap me my 260 for 315. What are you talking about? Oh, wait. Okay. Now, when you lost weight, you started to feel the cold yet? Yes. The cold is definitely colder. Go bet them $20 they can get you unloaded in 30 minutes, right? James Vest. But that's what you got to prepare for. Is you have to prepare for weeks that you might miss income. You know, and here's, you know, and I was talking about this with a friend of mine. When you when you run a business, you got to be prepared to be in the red for a minute. That's all there is to it. And I don't care if you're a lease operator, owner operator, dispatch, self-dispatched, whether you own a bakery, restaurant, pool hall, it doesn't matter. You got to be prepared to be in the red. And what makes our business unique is, like, let's say, you know, like where I live, there's a lot of like home moms that their husbands make really great money, so they decide they're going to open their own bakery, right? And the purpose of the bakery is not to pay any home bills, but it has to survive itself. And so you have to do your profit and loss to know what it takes for your business by itself to survive. And then you base your home bills or whatever you feel you need to pay off your salary. So if you're only profiting 30 cents a mile, which, you know, people are like, well, that's worse than a company jar. Well, guess what? There are times when that's all you're going to profit. Can you pay your home bills based off of 30 cents a mile? Would you go out and buy the new car if you were only making 30 cents a mile? Right? Now, the advantage you have as a business owner is that you get to do more tax write-offs. You can be creative with that. You can learn your tax laws and write down a lot of the good stuff, right? And you can use your corporate entity and utilize the laws that are given to you. And so in turn, that could help pay the bills. However, you have to know what it takes for the business by itself to survive. If that housewife that started her own bakery, suddenly she had to be the main breadwinner in the home, that bakery would not probably support the whole family. Now, if she started an online business and it took off like crazy, where it could, you know, that's a different story, but that's all based on your profit. What would it take for that business to survive? And so you have to prepare. In trucking, you have breakdowns, you have weather, you have traffic, you have loads canceling on you, you know, and the more profit you need, the more you require to live off of, and the more your business requires to live off of, guess what? It's more stressful. and it doesn't take much to take you out. You know, how many guys have we seen have a repair that takes them out? And yeah, you can go back and use credit, but that can get you in trouble too. Because if I was to have, say, a $25,000 repair right now, and I put that on a credit card, okay, great, I can stay in business for now. But what if my rates can't support that extra $25,000 I just acquired? Well, maybe I can, right? Slowly but surely. But then, something else goes wrong, and I can't afford to pay for that, right? And I'll be honest with you, I don't have $25,000 in savings to cover a big repair. You'll be hard pressed to find people that do out here. And so when people ask, hey, Steve, should I become an owner operator? And you got a 500 credit score and you got like $2,000 in the bank, the odds are really stacked against you. I'm not going to tell you that you shouldn't, because I hate that word, but I'm definitely going to tell you that you're going to have some obstacles. Because what if the first week you're out, your truck breaks down? No fault of your own, right? And now you got the carrier charging you money. You just bought fuel. And now you can't even pay your home bills. And you don't have the means to pay for that repair. You don't have the means to float yourself if the truck goes down for a month, right? And so you always have to prepare, because if you don't, you're on a thin line. Trust me, I've been there, done that. You're right, RGTV, the hot isn't as hot. Yeah, R2D2 is in the truck, Mr. Blackbeard. Actually, you're right, Anthony. Let's give Mr. Blackbeard a wrench. Do this right. There we go. Any business you start, the whole is going to be work. Here, let's hold on a second. The yard guy here. Yo. Hey, they allow overnight parking here? Okay. Okay. Can I get over there from here, this side? Okay. So yeah, just, okay. All right, thank you. All right, so that's good news. Man, this parking lot, check it out. This is slick. This is ice right here. It's all slick. They salted it, but not worth it, darn. Here's my truck. My stupid license plate. We'll be good to do. We'll be good to go. $82 today, California says. Oh my God. So, yeah, if I could spend the night, that'll be good. You know, what's funny is I would almost attempt, you know, what's funny is I would almost attempt, you know, what's funny is I would almost attempt, you know, what's funny is I would almost attempt, you know, what's funny is I would almost attempt, you know, what's funny is I would almost attempt, you know, what's funny is I would almost attempt, you know, what's funny is I would almost attempt, you know, what's funny is I would almost attempt, you know, what's funny is I would almost attempt, you know, what's funny is I would almost attempt, you know, what's funny is I would almost attempt, you know, what's funny is I would almost attempt, you know, what's funny is I would almost attempt, you know, what's funny is I would almost attempt, you know, what's funny is I would almost attempt, you know, what's funny is I would almost attempt, you know, what's funny is I would almost attempt, you know, what's funny is I would almost attempt, you know, what's funny is I would almost attempt, you know, what's funny is I would almost attempt, to just not even move my trailer. Oh, look who's here. Check it out. Look at that. Now let's go say hi. Dang it. He's got a vicious dog. Hey, can you parallel park? I'll back up and you can squeeze in. Oh, you still got a trailer. Huh?
I didn't know how bad it was over here. I thought I'd stop and see how bad the parking was. It's good on the other side. There's plenty of room to park.
Okay, well they just told me I could park overnight. They said I could pick it up in the morning. So if I stay in the sleeper, then I can go first thing in the morning. That'll give me enough time to get to Alabama. So look at this trucker's table. Look at his stickers. I was gonna say there's another trailer. That one's kind of nice looking.
Incognito.
Incognito. There you go. You can cut people off, and they'll call some company named Extra. Probably at least 6 hours. Yeah, that guy's been here since 8 o'clock. This guy in this white Volvo here. Are you picking up here?
No, I'm close, man. I'm headed down to Jacksonville, but I ain't got to be there till Friday morning.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get stopped last night when I flew by. He was over here. And then when I come by, he was still here. I stopped.
Oh, okay. No wonder you asked me if it was gated and if Duffy had a place to park. Yeah.
I don't be in the way of all these people. I'll go around to the other side and get out of the way.
All right.
I think that far to walk around.
I have no idea. I didn't say anything talking about no pets or nothing. That's what they have here. So.
They keep me out. I ain't supposed to be here anyway.
Alright. Okay. Poor Triple T. He was in 80-degree weather yesterday. Now he ain't. Hide the dog. Isn't his dog kind of mean, I've heard? Close, LOL, right? Yeah, well, he just told me, I don't know if you guys heard it all, but he just told me that there's plenty of parking on the other side. Will do. I'm multitasking. Figures I literally been sitting here doing nothing for 3 hours. And I go live, and instead of getting loaded, you know, now they're all like showing up and all kinds of stuff. Broker talking to me. But you could be all kumbaya around the campfire later. Hey, you know what, guys? Here's the thing with YouTube, right? I went off on Triple T over something he said on YouTube, and we've made our peace about it. But I was definitely triggered with something he had said, and everything's good now. And you know, I just saw somebody upload a video talking about another YouTuber, and it's just like, I don't know, a lot of this stuff, a lot of these squabbles, it's just, I don't know, it's disheartening to see. And if you want to bring, you know, I don't see the point in bringing that negativity to the YouTube platform. I really don't. Will it get you views? Maybe. But at the same time, YouTube's fixing to crack down on that stuff. their new terms of service and all that stuff. They're cracking down on a lot of the, YouTube channels that go against each other and have wars with each other. Because it's not just the trucking space that does that. It's everybody, right? Gamers, everybody alike, And and I've talked about this before. In the end, it's life's too short, man. Positive videos, right, Pale Rider? Life is too short to worry about the he said, she said. There's a YouTuber right now that I'm trying to convince to start making videos again, and he won't because so and so thinks this about him, or so and so thinks that about him, and it's like, and this person has dived into that, hung around these people that are into the negative energy, right? And I told him, you got to get away from that negativity. Putting out a positive video counteracts that negativity, right? And none of us are perfect out here. None of us. Not one person. You show me a perfect YouTuber, I'll show you a good liar, right? That is the honest truth. And while I appreciate the compliments that I get, there's a lot of things that I'm still working on myself. There's a lot of, every day is a day to improve on yourself. And YouTube has been both a positive and a negative for me. I make a little bit extra money on the side with the AdSense, not much, so don't think that I'm paying all my bills with it. I'm paying no bills with it, really. It's a good creative outlet when I have time to do it creatively. I've got a kind of a vlog inside the GoPro right now, but I don't think it's going to turn out very well because most of it was done in the dark. And these GoPros suck in the dark, right? And keep an eye on Triple T. And I might walk over there where he's parked to see what the parking situation looks like over there, so I'm not trying to maneuver in the dark. And yeah, that's what it is, the whole. Nothing. Woody is in the house. The only perfect man got nailed to a cross. YouTube's new policies is going to end some channels, right? I'm a bad YouTube, did not video all week. I thought I saw an upload from you the other day. My AdSense comes out to about maybe $40 a month. And that's it. It might be a little bit more if you get a, if a super chat is sent to me, but it's not my fuel. And while YouTube has been a big part of my trucking career, because I started doing videos from the get-go. I started doing videos and talking to the people that I started watching, like Tex Crowley, Eskimo Sean, Trucker Steve. Those are the three main ones that I remember when I first started. And if anybody doubts when I started doing YouTube, you go to Snorlord's old channel, type it in the search, and you will see that my first video started about 2009. So I've been out here a while, and so you would think that my numbers would be higher. You think that my views would be higher. And when I watch some of these like Brian G. Johnson and Drops, that give you tips on how to improve your channel, how to get more views. I don't really get into all that. I don't really obsess over that. Do I wish some of my creative videos would get more views? Yeah. I mean, I went 2 hours live Saturday and had 12 people at the most. But then I went live Monday night, said shut down, and I had 50 people in there. So it's like, anytime I've put something negative in the title, it's brought views. So it's easy to get caught up in that. It's easy to get caught up in that. And you see what happened to Pale Rider, and you see what happens to all these other YouTubers that swatting is not a trucking thing. It happens all the time. So it's just like any other internet social media. There's good and bad, and hopefully if I can help you get mentally prepared to be an owner operator, and that's kind of what I do. I don't know the exact business decisions you should make. I know what not to do. I know the things that I wish I could have done differently. But at the same time, if you can learn from either my words or my mistakes or both, then there you go. And then if I'm not living proof that you can lose weight and be healthy on the road, I don't know what else to tell you. I really don't. And I don't stay up late at night wondering why I can't get more views or why I can't inspire more people, because I just do what I do. And if I inspire you, awesome. It makes me feel good. It's a narcissistic thing to make myself feel good for making you a better person or helping you become a better person. Then there are people that absolutely despise me, that absolutely hate me, that will just love to see me fall down. They would love to see me fail, right? And I look at people like that and I think to myself, I don't blame you. I really don't. I'm not the easiest person to deal with. But also, I feel sorry for them, because how miserable in your existence do you have to be to wish somebody's failure, right? That's why it's called YouTube. It's your channel. You do you, and I do me. That's what's great about it. People want to watch or don't watch, whatever. AMI shows in the house. Thank you. You feed off bacon? I just had some bacon, actually. Right, and I get the drama thing. It's a distraction, right? It's a distraction from our miserable lives. So instead of watching the news or TV late at night, I mean, that's what truckers did before the internet, before the interwebs. You got your TV, you hooked up I remember hooking up my dad's black and white, put it on the dash of the cab over and turning the antennas, trying to find a signal, right? I remember those days. I remember like when you had to, do the digital scan, and you might get 3 channels if a truck's not going by at that time or if the wind's not blowing right. It's but now we've got YouTube, now we got our phone, and it's entertaining to see someone else suffer. It's entertaining to see somebody else's channel go down because they can't or won't do videos anymore. It's entertaining to see one person say they're going to do something to somebody else, and then he said and she said, they said. That's human nature. That's how we live. That's human nature, right? So I get it, and that creates numbers. I mean, the news feeds off of fear. It feeds off of your anger. And so why shouldn't a YouTube channel do that, And unfortunately, that's the world we live in today. So for every negative channel out there. Let's have a positive channel. And that's what I was trying to tell this YouTuber that I've told over and over to start making videos again, because he had good content. He had a good channel. And, you know, it's just do what you do, right? And if it's a creative outlet for you, then why not, you know? When I do my music driving video vlogs, you know, my GoPro vlogs, do you think I'm doing that for you guys? No, I'm doing it for me. I'm trying to be entertaining to myself. And if I'm not entertained, then I delete the vlog completely. Les says, everyone lies, Les. That's true. Positivity is overrated, says James Best. Oh, we gotta watch the Schneider Company driver. He's back in next to my trailer. I'm not talking about anybody in specific, Jeff. I mean, I am, but I'm not going to put their name out there. But, you know, it's just, it's sad when you see, you know, I know several people have stopped making videos simply because they got tired of how you know, YouTube has become, you know, and it sucks. It really does. So illogical. Blue White Coat says he's not positive. Alex, please interview Brian Hall, new Maverick driver, most positive driver ever. A few years of driving will beat that out of him, right? But anyways, I guess well, did Triple T, did you get lost? Your channel is a strong community. I've seen big channels that have no interaction. Our niche is super small, that's why it's hard to grow. Yeah, and you know, and it also I think, because you know, here's the thing, guys, there are trucking channels that aren't even in our normal circle that are outdoing most of the channels that we all talk about. You go to their channel and they're just doing the same thing that we've all been doing. But how do they get those numbers? You know, like Pros has really good numbers, and his vlogs are consistently just him driving down the road and talking to you. I came across a vlogger that all he does is talk while going down the road. That's it. That's all he does. And he has over 50,000 subscribers. You know, and you know, so it's just a matter of getting in the right market. Anyways, do you guys want to hang out with me and Triple T, or do you want me in this live feed? Because if so, I'll grab the phone now. Let's grab our selfie stick, given to me by Ratman Roden. Go hang out with Triple T. All right, here we go. Hi, Ducky. How's it going?
Hey.
Is he nice?
Hey, Joe.
No. All right.
He's mean part.
Here you go. You can do your very first live feed.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
Here, hold on to it. I gotta get my jacket. It's cold out here.
Are you still live?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? Y'all finally get to see a real superstar? No, I'm just messing. Yep. Picked up my load, headed down to Jacksonville. Ain't got to be there till Friday morning, so Actually, I don't have to be there till 11:30, so I got plenty of time to kill. So, oh, comments went away. So, was that a photo bomb or was that a photo bomb? That's how you photo bomb, right? But since I get to hold the camera, I do a shameless plug. If y'all want to check me out, go to my YouTube channel, The Trucker's Table, on YouTube. There, did you? Yeah, I know. I'm gonna break the camera, Chucky.
He's smaller than I pictured.
I know. That's what who was it, Anthony? Somebody else. When the first time they saw him, they're like, "Oh, he's so small."
See, you're a YouTube star, doggy.
Yeah, I get all the fans. I got groupies everywhere.
Another few feet that way, and he'd be playing in the puddle there, James Best. Well, if you want, I might walk over there with you to see if what the parking looks like.
Oh, okay.
What you're seeing there is the Florida man being all cold.
Definitely cold. I got some video footage of what it looks like.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know how long you're gonna be over here. So,
They told me to park along the fence there.
oh, they want you to park on the fence. So they may say something to me because I dropped my trailer on that concrete pad. I didn't want to drop it on the pavement. So,
Oh, cool.
yeah. But yeah, there's that fence line right up there at the top, all the way around.
Yeah, okay.
Right there. I dropped mine on the concrete pad because I didn't want it to sink into the pavement.
Yeah.
It's like
you loaded?
43,000 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
Catch up.
Yeah, that's all they load here is heavy, so. Amateur. Ducky,
Right there.
you're not going to let me pet you?
Say, hell no, man. I'm a mean boy. See, I got a mean streak a mile wide. Yes, I got a mean streak a mile wide. Say, but I'm very patriotic. I have a red eye, a white strip, and a blue eye, so I'm a red, white, and blue dope.
Is he blind one eye, or is that just his eye color?
So. Me and my wife, we've been doing some testing with him, and he can see in both directions, whichever direction you're coming from.
Oh, okay.
It's just weird the way it looks.
I know some cats like that. I know this chick that's like that. She's got 2 different color eyes. It's freaky. He wants to eat the camera. He wants to eat me. So we look for loads together. Oh no, James Best, I'm able to keep my load. So if I spend the night here, I'll be able to pick it up first thing in the morning and still deliver. Now, here's what happens. Let's extend this. We'll be all fancy. There we go. So what happens is that now my Friday is messed up. So we're going to have to look for a load that actually picks up Friday night or Saturday morning. So if I have to deal with 34 on the road, so be it. But that'll still get me a pretty decent week. So, but anyways, so where did you pick up at?
Fremont, Ohio.
Oh, okay.
SketchUp place.
Yep, been there a few times.
Yeah.
Ducky doesn't know what to think of me. Yeah, we can do a close up there, Ducky.
See, I'm used to being on camera.
No. Yeah, it's got that wide
Back
angle.
up into the 20s.
It is in the 20s.
Oh, feels like it's in the single digits.
Yeah, the wind chills in single digits might be, but just some snow angels. Yeah, see, that ain't gonna
I saw a
happen.
big embankment of snow, and I wondered what would it be like if I just ran and dove into it. Gotta have the camera running. Gotta
Well,
get that on video.
If it's soft, nothing, but if it's hard, you're
Yeah.
gonna hurt yourself. Oh, be real careful, man. Anywhere where it's wet. Here, I'll show you. Oh, this ain't freezing yet, but over here it was. So. You're awfully fluffy. You're
My
fluffy.
hair's only halfway grown out. Give it another month.
You're skittish. What are you doing to that dog?
Nah, he's alright. He's
It's
not used to being on a leash.
probably smells all the product. that they have here.
Oh yeah, we get shipments from Chewy every month.
Yeah.
They have what they call a bark box, and they'll send you all kind of treats and chew toys and stuff like that for your dog.
Yeah.
And, so we got 4 dogs, so we get a bark box every
4.
month, so they have something to play with.
Still don't have you unloaded yet? No. Snarler's views will blow up with this video? I don't think so. Ducky smells the seats and Jake smells new rig. Don't break your foot. Yeah, telling me. I almost needed my ice cleats, my Schneider ice cleats. I should go up to that Schneider guy over there and say, hey, do you got your ice cleats on? Man, it is cold out here, dude.
He's a company driver, right?
Yeah. Yeah, if you see the stripe, that's a company driver.
Is that supposed to be the highway to hell or the highway to fame and fortune and riches?
Oh yeah, both. Who are you with, Snorlord? We're with Triple T.
Cowboys. Oh,
He is wearing a cool hat though, I'll give him that.
yeah. I know you want one, Daniel, but you can't have it.
This whole me in spot pilot. I ain't going to pilot. That's not gonna happen. They said I could spend the night here, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. They got a porta potty, and we got a porta potty and probably. I mean, I couldn't imagine trying to use it in this weather, but you know. But
Oh, somebody is. One brave soul.
yeah. That's the Schneider driver, I think. Yeah, I read on the reviews after seeing it was going to take 6 to 8 hours to unload that they allowed overnight parking, and the yard guy confirmed it, and then Triple T over here actually analyzed the scenario for me. Be a cold 2 in the morning, and hopefully we'll be out of here. I'll just roll out of here at 3 a.m. Roll.
Yeah, I rolled by last night between 10 and probably around 10, 11 o'clock somewhere there. And I saw you on 360 and I hollered at you on the CB, but probably had to turn it off.
Yeah, if my truck's off, it's off.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, don't stay on like the bubbles, dude.
I had like a 10-minute cushion to get to where I had to get to before my time was going to run out. And if I lost any time, I would be up the creek. Shot on up there, I got up there to Shelby Township, Michigan, and parked there at the receiver until they came in and unloaded me this morning. Did an 8-hour break and then drove down to Fremont, picked up, and now we're headed down to Jacksonville.
Back where it's warm. That's where I'm going to be.
Back to warmer weather.
I did a vlog last year, warmer waters, and then I came back up and frozen fuel filter, whole 9 yards. So
I put some anti-gel in, so hopefully I'm good.
where are you shutting down?
I don't know. I still got about like 6 or 7 hours to get I can go, so I'm probably going to try to drive at least another 150 miles. I want to try to get out of Ohio, but I don't know.
Yeah.
What time is it now? It's after 5 o'clock, so that means I'd be hitting Cincinnati around 7 or 8 o'clock tonight, something like that.
Let's go check and see if I got a red light. Want to go for a walk?
Where's your truck at? Is it already up to the door?
Oh yeah, it's at the door.
Oh, cool.
Sorry, dog. Look at the dog.
Funny this morning when we were looking at it, the snow was so bad, you couldn't tell the difference between the pavement field and where the grass was. Parked between 2 cars, did his business.
Kevin and Ollie did a good video with his dog seeing snow for the first time.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
He saw something earlier this year.
If I don't even have a red light, then I'm definitely spending the night here probably. Just grab the Schneider trailer. Yeah, I don't think it's empty either. This, here's the one that just backed in. Here's my trailer. Green light.
Oh, you're good to go, right?
I got the double walls though, so I can't tell if it's empty. Yeah, it always sounds empty. The Schneider trailers, here's the trick. If you tap up against the Schneider trailer, you know that they're the single wall, right? So you tap on it, you can usually tell if they're empty or not. So
Double insulated ears.
I probably do smell like bacon to the dog. Let's watch him. He's leading the pack. He's keeping an eye on me. Man, it is cold. All right. Yeah, see, here's all the guys waiting to get unloaded.
Which one's the T-junk guy?
The white Volvo there. Dang white Volvo drivers.
Just a bad name. They need to be more like Mr. Provost. Give him a portage on inside his truck.
Yep. And that guy's been here since 8 a.m. this morning, and his appointment was at 9. So,
He's probably a company now, right?
I don't know. They get to work for a company that gave me a piece of crap like that. But on the plus, we got the beautiful sunset against the snowy background. We got
A lot of airplanes float.
no, not a one.
Where over there?
Yeah, Dayton Airport, I think. So, anyways, we rescued the next load, but we're gonna have to haul butt to make a delivery, and then we'll probably lose our weekend. So, anyways, Triple T, say goodbye.
I'll stay cool.
So,
Stay out in
anyways,
cold weather.
all right, man. Thanks for watching, guys. Prepare yourself for days like today. See you.